How can you have such exciting instrumentals and then go to such just boring vocals? What's up, friends? My name is Kevin Basay, singer, songwriter, producer, and today we're going to be checking out a new Coldplay album. Make sure to subscribe. My experience with Coldplay so far, they've kind of been hit and miss for me ever since Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends. I liked Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends, but I didn't like Milo Siloto. Then I liked Ghost Stories. Then I didn't like Head Full of Dreams. Then I liked Everyday Life. And now we're Music of the Spheres. So by like pattern, I shouldn't like this one. But I could like it. Who knows? Let's check it out. We're going to start with Weird Symbol 1, the first track. Very synthy. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. It was just a random ambient track.
It isn't alright, I'm not gonna make it.
Once I got to the chorus, I remembered why I don't like this song. The chorus is just not super catchy. The verse is cool though, and I like the kind of synth, it might be guitar that's doing like the do 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 thing throughout.
That you've got a higher power, got me singing every sec.
That last chorus kind of redeems the choruses of that song. You've got a higher power isn't as like interesting as when he's in that high range. Like, you've got a higher power. Like, that sounds just like more impactful to me. And his voice is more of that strain, so it adds kind of an emotionality to the vocal in that last chorus. I like the verses. The bridge works all right too. Has a little bit of that gospel flair that they've been going for in everyday life. Not like the best piece of music. I wouldn't necessarily have it as a single. It's kind of discouraging from that perspective, because it's a little just too like passe. It's kind of what's been going on a lot recently, and I kind of want my musicians to be movers rather than followers, and this seems like a little bit of a follower move, that first song. Like, no diss to Coldplay, because there are a lot of great albums by them, you know, like X and Y, Rush of Blood to the Head, Viva La Vida, Death and All His Friends. You know, you got good stuff by him. So, Humankind is next up.
I say, I know, we're only human.
I don't think the synths fit with this song, but the melodies are great. Like, I would strip out the two main synths, that like boom, 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 and the do-do-do-do-do-do-do, the stick sounding one. The only synths I really liked at that song were the ones at the end. Those ones were cool. Besides that, I don't feel like it really added too much, although I did like the chorus kind of synth melody. Do, 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 do. Like, that chord progression was cool, and I think it really did add something. I just don't know if I would have used that synth. That was a good song, though. I think that should have been their leading single, honestly, instead of Human Power, Higher Power. I remember that melody a lot better than I remember the Higher Power melody. I know, I know, I know. That's just dope. It's super sick. So I'm cool with that one. Not my favorite synth work, which is weird to say, because Max Martin's producer on this, so I should like the synth work. I think they're just going for a little bit too much of a cliche sound with their synth work, and I don't know that that was the right choice for this. I would have gone with something more modern sounding. But the song's cool. I really liked that song. I think that one would be really cool in a more just pure rock band setting without a synth, and I think it'd be cool in an acoustic setting as well. I think it's a good song, and it works in pretty much any context. Let's check out this other symbol. You know, if I was a big fan of ambient tracks, I'd probably really dig that. The next song is Let Somebody Go. This one's with Selena Gomez. Selena, nuestra querida Selena. Selena Gomez. Vamos a ver lo que hace ella. Okay, that was a good one. The Let Somebody Go, Selena Gomez, sounds really good on it. So to see, the melodies are good. Not super catchy, but they're good, and they function well for what the song needs. Kind of a low-key vibe, and they like to do that occasionally on their albums, which is cool. That's kind of like part of their brand. The snare at the end part sounds like trash. It sounds literally like a trash can. Like there was trash on the snare when they hit it, and it didn't turn out well. Not a huge fan. But throughout the rest of the song, the instrumentation's good. The bass they have on it, I really like the sound of it. The synth sounds good. It's a good synth. It works. That's a worky synth. Heart symbol. Pretty obvious Jacob Collier influences here. I'm guessing We Are King is that female vocal there. Yeah, it sounded a lot like a Jacob Collier track, although, I don't know, it was just kind of like a slower vibe, kind of a chiller vibe. A little too much of that in a row for my taste. It's just a little sleepy. Good little lullaby, though, if you're trying to get your kids to sleep. Maybe Heart Symbol is a good one to do. Next song, People the Pride. This is the explicit one. Found it. I did not expect the verse to have the accompaniment it had, given the build-up. This like really cool electric guitars going on. It sounded kind of like Muse. And then it goes to like this low-key synthy part. It sounded like the instrumentalist wanted this song to sound like a U2 or Muse song. And then Chris Martin was just like, well, screw that. How can you have such exciting instrumentals and then go to such just boring vocals? That's like my least favorite song on the album because it just like, it felt like it was mishmashed. It just didn't fit together well. It felt like this really raw, cool thing, and then it turned into not. And I mean, there's interesting ways to fuse like the organic and electronic. I just don't feel like this one pulled that off. It's not my cup of tea. Beautiful. Beautiful. I mixed up the I with an L. Why did you just call it beautiful? Why did you spell it weird, bro? I feel like artsy stuff can make sense, but in this context, I don't think it does. Sorry to judge. It's just... It's a cool chorus.
I hope that you get everything you want in this beautiful life. Watermelon moon, so
cool. That one wasn't bad. I liked a lot of things going on there. I felt like for some reason the song had like less excitement going into that second verse. I think they took some of the instrumentation away in a way that just didn't suit Chris Martin's vocal, although maybe that acoustic guitar was fighting with his vocals, so that's why they took it out for that second verse. Very probable. Actually, I put that as like probably number one possibility of what was going on. At first I was like, I don't know if I like this high octaver on his vocal. But then I think it kind of grew on me. I wish there would have been more like switching between the two. Kind of like what Porter Robinson does on Nurture, where he has that girl sounding thing, like effect he puts on his vocal. And then he kind of switches between that and his natural vocal. I think that could have worked really well on this. Maybe instead of Max Martin, you should have hit up Porter Robinson for your production needs. Although that's not an obvious choice. Max Martin is an obvious choice because he's one of the top producers in the world. If not the top producer in the world. Weird circle thing. That's not the name of the song. It's just what I see as the name of the song. Like there's a symbol. Let's listen to it. Weird symbol thing is a weird song. In general, I haven't liked the symbols. My universe. Infinity inside your eyes. I really like the sound of the bass on the chorus on this song. It's freaking rad. I mean, this song's just catchy. It works well. I like the Korean parts. It's good. It's a hit. Yeah, for sure the best song on the album, in my opinion. That ending where they had like, it made you feel like, oh, it's going to be another one of those weird ambient endings on this album. And then it burst into just like this cool breakdown. That's pleasing. It was a little fake. It faked me out, and I liked it. Yeah, BTS sounded great on this song. A really good pairing. Like, I would pair them with Max Martin, for sure. Cringy when Chris Martin was trying to, do the same thing as that rap in Korean. I was just like, oh, I would not have had his voice echo over. But I liked the rest of it. Yeah, really not like a part I disliked. I think the synth thing worked best on this song. I think it worked better here than it did on any other song. And BTS sounded awesome as always. They consistently sound good. Pretty consistent musical group, They really show up, I would say. Yeah, no major complaints here. Just a good song. That and Humankind have probably been my favorites. Okay, let's go to Infinity. I know what this line is. I feel like the song doesn't start to get good until the guitars come in. And then that Spiritus Sancti chant sounds good. I liked it. The beginning, like the first minute and 35 seconds of that song, it's just not me. Not my vibe. I've just been having this thought, and I thought I'd express it. I think if this album was done by Porter Robinson, it would have been sick. Because it wouldn't, I mean, maybe he would have been pressured by the situation of being with, Coldplay. But if he wasn't, I think this could have been really good because it feels like they're going for the same thing Porter Robinson went for, except Porter Robinson sounds modern and this sounds passé and old. Coloratura.
Coloratura, we fell in through the clouds.
Some of the interludes on this song don't feel appropriate, but overall it's a cool song. I think if they just tone down the length of some of those interludes, the toy piano here sounds good though. Or maybe it's like a glockenspiel. Whatever it is. It sounds good. It's a kind of a random fun fact on this song. In the writer's credits, they have everyone's full names except for Max Martin and William Champion. It's like Max Martin heard, hey, we're all going to put our full names on this last song. And he was like, no. I'm just going to still use my stage name. Okay, cool. That one was cool. I feel like the added instrumental interludes didn't always add. Kind of distracted for the song a little bit in a way that wasn't beneficial. But the song itself was good. I feel like the song itself could have fit on, Russia Blood to the Head, X and Y, even the Viva La Vida, Death and All His Friends. Just fine. Maybe even on Everyday Life. As long as you take out some of a couple of the elements that make it more specific to this album. The weird synthy stuff going on. On this album, I'd say I liked My Universe. That one's good. And Humankind was good. There were other songs that were what they needed to be. Like Let Somebody Go, the one with Selena Gomez. But it wasn't great. It's not a song I'm really digging. Humankind was it was good. It just needed to be changed a little bit, in my opinion. I wouldn't have some of the elements they had. They just didn't make sense for the song. A little bit of a hodgepodge, It's almost like they did things that I don't think were right for them. But they were experimenting a lot, so you gotta give them credit for that. I feel like they're more art poppy things for me don't land as well. Yeah, this is definitely fitting the trend. I like every other album by them because this one wasn't great. I just wasn't into it. It's not that anything was unprofessional. It was all good. A lot of it made sense. It just wasn't interesting. It just kind of got boring at parts. It just sounded so passé to me. Is it too much to ask? While they're experimenting, could they just do one album where they go, what if we did a bunch of songs, an album even, you could say, that sounded like X and Y or Rush of Blood to the Head? What if that was our experiment? Is that we went back and did stuff in that style again? I bet you'd be hecka successful. Because that sounds like getting popular again right now. That early 2000s sound. That album gets 1 star of a possible 3 stars. Wasn't my cup of tea. It just wasn't for me. I'm sure some people like it. Just not me. I actually paid attention to other new music that came out this week. The new Adele song was good. I made a little reaction to that last night. It was everything I wanted it to be. When does her new album come out? November 19th. Wow. It is around the corner. Man, she's releasing a new album very soon. The song was good. Finneas' new album I haven't checked out yet. I might check it out. I'll probably check it out at some point. I don't know if I'll react to it. It just depends on my feelings. Reason by Pink Pantheress. It's good. Faking Love by Anita was really cool. I really liked that song. Featuring Saweetie. Also, there's a new Santana album out. And what I was hearing from it, I liked a lot. I'm probably going to check out that whole album. And I'm guessing I'm going to dig it. Because so far I was really liking it. He gets back with Rob Thomas on it. This one isn't smooth, but it's still really good. That's all I got. Make sure to check out my newest album. Came out 10 days ago, so I feel like it's still in the newer category. Some people think a new album is something that came out a year ago. No, I was looking at them that's new to you? I don't know. That's all I got. Catch you on the flip.
If you love me, won't you tell me?